Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode 5 of my City Skylines series, where we try to build an European city as realistic as possible, mostly with inspiration from Vienna. Today we're 4 days before Christmas, and that's also the reason that this video is a bit shorter. I'm right now in the preparation for Christmas and I didn't have that much time, so I'm sorry for this, but I'm happy that I still was able to get something out for you guys at least. So what are we building today? Today we're building something, kind of another one of the things that we need for our city to be a substantial usable city, I would say, and it is an waste collection center. Basically, if you don't live in Austria, it isn't that common mostly in the world. It is basically where you can bring your trash you can't throw in the normal bin. You would bring it there and they would recycle it. So it is basically kind of a collection center for a recycling center, so you as a private person can get your stuff there. And this is something that is pretty common in Austria. And this is also the kind of thing that, for this one, I didn't have a specific kind of idea what I wanted to take there. I was kind of also rebuilding something that I have in my town, so there won't be a Google Earth view from this because, well, obvious reasons. But yeah, this is kind of what I'm doing today. And therefore I thought about it would be kind of in the backyard because you didn't want to see it from the front. So I've made this entrance here, and this entrance isn't anything special, it is just kind of a big fence around it. And there would be kind of my thoughts that you would go in there with a small kind of checkpoint where a person is sitting and checking if you're allowed in there. And normally this is with, also here it is like, when you live in one of the villages, you get a card from this village to identify that you actually live here and you're not kind of a random person going there. And then you're allowed to throw your trash there. So at least like this, it is in my village, and here. This is kind of how it works there for me. And here, this is what I'm kind of doing there, is the fencing around it. Because I already knew I wanted to have kind of something like a ramp structure like we have there in our kind of city. Village. I would actually say it's a village because it isn't a city. I think a city is defined about 20k. But yes, so here I've just kind of marked out the big outer space. And for this one I was thinking about kind of getting in this ramp thing where you could throw your trash into the kind of bins there that you can see there, the containers. And then there in the backyard alley, they would be taking the containers and getting them away and getting them to the recycling center. Yes. And this was basically my thoughts about this one. And then there I'm taking the kind of the network for the pavement. And then I'm just adding it in here and making small ramps so that you can drive up with your car. This is just kind of for a usage purpose, and it's also looking quite well because it gives us also the space for the truck alleys where you could park your trucks. And this is what I'm doing there, so it's nothing too special, I would say. I'm very happy about it in the end, so it is kind of a testing around of it. Here I've tried to make a roof, but this wasn't possible in the end. I just let it in that the video won't be about 10 minutes. I was wasting a lot of time with this, but sadly I don't have the perfect pillars for this one, and I've tried to use some wooden fences or some stuff like this, but it wasn't working out for me sadly, so I had to kind of reconsider my idea and rebuild it. And now in the kind of aftermath I would kind of realize that I could have done this with some tree stumps, but now it's too late, so sadly it wasn't remembering there, but this is okay for me. I might come back to this one day, but not for now. So here you can also see my struggles that would glitch the texture out, and it's just not looking good if it's doing this, and this was very, very weird. So I was like, no, I don't want something like this in my city. It would kind of destroy the whole picture of it. So yeah, this recycling center is kind of taking the trash of the whole city, and this will be serving until I actually think the last episode. And if it won't be enough, we can kind of make a small scrapyard too. We have some of them in Vienna, so this will be not a problem at all. And yeah, so here I'm just adding in the walls. The walls are pretty kind of the structure of this whole thing. And it isn't that fancy or anything like this. It is just kind of for the matter of it being realistic to get in real life constructed. And here, so there I was just kind of looking at what I could be doing there, and then I've used the pavement, and there I also realized that the fence wasn't straight. This wasn't a problem, I've just moved it away. But then there I've used the dirt decals, just kind of to add some plants later on and to make it look more destroyed. So right now you've seen a shot where everything was already finished, and there you can also see how the vegetation was looking, and right now we've been working on it. So my basic thoughts always vegetation are we have a lot of very low heights and very small grass patches all around, and then we have some higher ones behind it. So this is basically the way that I'm working this out every time. And this is a way that works out quite well for me, because it makes quite realistic steepness, and not steepness, it makes quite realistic tree detailing, I would call it. So this is actually what I'm aiming for and what I kind of want to achieve in the city and in City Skylines. And also, if you're new to our channel, this is also kind of a thing that I love doing. So I'm basically loving to just do some nature detailing. So mostly on my channel you will see me placing in some scrubs in a big city or some stuff like this. So this is basically my biggest thing that I love to do in this kind of game. And here, so we also have this kind of backyard here, and therefore I had the idea that I just throw there some garbage that some people didn't sort it out or sort it out correctly. They just throw it there, and now it's getting overgrown. And it isn't too much overgrown, it is having some smaller trees, but ain't too special or anything about this, so it is just kind of for the detailing purpose and for the kind of look of it. And here, this is kind of what I'm doing there, adding in a lot of different plants just to get it in a variety. Now with the FPS booster mod, this works perfectly fine, and I can kind of go crazy with it. Also with this build, we're kind of starting off with the industrial area. So this will be the first part of the industrial area of the city. This will be the old industrial area. So there will be basically very much just only brick buildings and some warehouses. There might be some other industry later on, but about this one I just have to think how I want to do this. But it is kind of an idea for me to make already some other stuff there, but this is just already in the planning. I don't know when I will be building it and where it will be. We will also be building some surrounding villages, and there I might wanna do kind of stuff like a layout of Vienna. We basically have it in between, so you have it on the kind of last mountains of the Alps. So we basically also have it kind of the highway splitting off the Alps and stuff like this. So this might be a thing that I'm planning to do, but for this one I just have to kind of advance more into the series. And here, so here it is kind of like the most part is already done. And there you can already see it. It's looking, and I'm very happy about it. And now we're just adding in road areas that the people know where they are allowed to drive and where they have to leave and stuff like this. And now we're gonna kind of detail some of the smaller areas, just like behind the buildings and stuff like this that you mostly don't see. But it's also very important for the detailing that it looks kind of like a realistic city. And for the surroundings of this area, I thought about maybe some abandoned lots or some old factories, but this one is just kind of in the planning phase, I would call it. And there you can see that I'm very happy with all of the end result that we have there. We now are adding in another house and some more space behind it so that you can actually pick them up, because this was an error that I did the first time. This got mentioned, I think, from Peter Barr from Discord, so thank you very much. And now I just kind of made it there and made it kind of like it should there in some seconds, but yes. Now we're detailing this backyard alley, and this backyard alley is just kind of some boxes and some grass put all around. Nothing too special, I would say, but it is kind of fun for me, and I'm very happy with the end result of the whole thing. Here I'm adding in another of these small offices. This will be basically the place where the kind of guard would be sitting for the whole place, because there would be always one sitting and just helping you when you have troubles getting something up from the way and stuff like this, or when you have questions where you have to throw it in and if it is okay to throw this there or there. Now I'm adding in some more grass and some more bushes, nothing too fancy, and we're adding some more garbage on the one side of the fence here. And it's looking very, very good in the end, so I'm very happy with the end result. You could basically find a space like this in Vienna, or actually Austria I would say, so this is kind of a good thing, and I think I've achieved my goal of realism for this part pretty much, and quite a lot. So then there I was already considering to start detailing the next slot, and I was already like, oh no, I already have about 12 minutes of recording. Don't need to do much more, because then I would get one of the bigger videos once again, and I wanted this to be a smaller video. So in the next part I think we might be developing this area even more, or we might also be working on our infrastructure, because right now it is on the only kind of highway exit and entry there. I definitely need another highway going around there somewhere, so this is something that I need to do soon. Here I'm just kind of adding in and fixing in the highway, because the vehicles were clutching into the ground. Now it isn't that bad, but I need to figure it out a bit better, that it looks better and it doesn't look like it's glitching always everywhere, so this is still work in progress. Might also make the connector street something way down the road, so that is looking better, but this is just some stuff that I need to figure out once I'm at the point at playing once again. This will be after Christmas, so I might be doing a Christmas special. Might be doing this City in Snow, but we don't have that much build, but let me know what you think about it and I would be considering doing it. And we're right now on the end of this video, so if you enjoyed this, I'd appreciate if you'd consider liking this video, and if you want to support me even more, I'd appreciate if you would subscribe to me. It helps me quite a lot, and it just kind of gets my channel to grow bigger and get more attention, so this would be great for me guys to do this, so yeah, if you do, thank you. If you have an idea, write it down in the comments down below, I will answer them, and yeah, hopefully see another part. Until then, have a great time, and enjoy Christmas, and bye.